You are going to want to hear this story because it involves a face we all grew up with, the actress Eve Plum, best known as Jan Brady from the Brady Bunch. For decades, she was the middle sister, the awkward one who was jealous of Marsha. But Eve Plum grew up, and there was a moment where she showed the world that she was definitely not a little girl anymore. In fact, she showed off way more than she wanted to, and it shocked everyone who still saw her as Jan Brady. You need to watch this video all the way to the end to understand the context of this reveal and how it changed her image. Do not miss this. When you play a character as iconic as Jan Brady, it sticks with you forever. People expect you to be that character for the rest of your life. They expect you to be wholesome, innocent, and perhaps a little bit plain. But Eve Plum is a real woman, an artist, and an actress with a life outside of the Brady house. As she got older, she wanted to shed that child star image. She started attending events and living a more adult life. The incident where she showed off more than she wanted to happened during a public appearance where she was dressed in a much more modern, adult style. She wasn't wearing the polyester pantsuits of the 1970s. She was wearing a dress that had the potential for a malfunction. And, as luck would have it, that is exactly what happened. Whether she was bending over or the wind caught her, she ended up exposing a lot of skin. For the public, this was a massive shock. It is jarring to see a childhood icon in a compromising position. It destroys the illusion of innocence. When the photos surfaced, people couldn't believe it was January. The headlines were full of puns about Marsha, 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 but the focus was entirely on Eve's body. The more than she wanted to show was a reality check for fans who refused to let her grow up. Eve Plum likely found this incredibly annoying. She has spent her whole career trying to be seen as a serious painter and actress, not just a Brady. To be reduced to a wardrobe malfunction is frustrating. It brings all the attention back to her body instead of her talent. However, it also served a purpose. It forced people to look at her as an adult woman. It shattered the Jan Brady glass ceiling in a very abrupt way. Her reaction to the incident was fairly low-key. Eve Plum has generally stayed out of the wild Hollywood drama. She didn't make a big deal out of it. She likely ignored the tabloids and went back to her life. She knows that the news cycle moves fast. People would talk about it for a week and then move on to something else. By not fueling the fire, she let the story die down naturally. This story is a great example of the struggle child stars face. We want them to stay children forever, but they have to live their lives. Wardrobe malfunctions happen to adults. By showing off more than she wanted to, Eve Plum inadvertently reminded the world that she had grown up a long time ago. It was an accidental declaration of independence from the Brady family. Eve Plum is a talented artist who deserves respect beyond her childhood role. If you agree, please hit the like button on this video. And make sure you subscribe to our channel for more stories about where your favorite classic stars are now.